Wow, it's time for my most favorite wonderful time of the year. And I'm already so excited. I'm like bursting. I'm so excited to tell you all the details about Tarot Readathon this year. Let me just get into it. I have no silly, goofy intro to warm us up today. It's just immediate details because I'm too excited. Welcome to the Tarot Readathon announcement for 2025. I cannot believe this is, I think, the 4th year that we are hosting this. Myself and Daijah from Daijah's Book World host the last 2 years it's been a month long. It started as a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks, then we skipped a year, then we brought it back, and then last year was a whole month. Last year we added some stuff. This year we're adding a bunch more hosts. It continues to grow. It continues to be so inspiring to me. It's my favorite readathon of the year, which tracks because it's our readathon, it's my readathon. But it also just really brings out the warm fuzzies. I just love the community so much that joins us every summer for this, and I just am so tickled to have you with us if you decide to participate this year. So it's a month-long, team-based, points-based competitive readathon inspired by tarot cards the entire month of July. There are 4 teams, one for each suit in a deck of tarot cards. Every tarot card in the deck has a different reading prompt for when you pull that card from your deck, or we have a online tarot generator that's free to use if you don't have your own cards. And there are 3 different ways for teams to win. We call them trophies here at Tarot Readathon. So you're like, I'm already feeling the enthusiasm. Sounds great. What do I do? How do I join? Where do I start? So I know this is going to be a lot, so I will link the master Google Doc with all of the information that I'm going to talk about, roughly in order of how I'm going to talk about it. If you want to read it, or if you intake better that way, or want to reference, go get that Google Doc because you'll see what I'm talking about. And also there is the other important links in there, like the online tarot generator, the points submission form link to submit all of your points, and every single host is linked in that document, as well as the link to join the Discord, which is arguably the most important part of this readathon, at least in the beginning. Most of this readathon happens in our Discord server. You're gonna want to be there. It's a hoot and a half. So the link to join is in the doc, as well as simply in the description. So all the goodies are in the place where they usually are. Okay? Okay, now, in a deck of tarot cards, I feel like if you've been around my channel, you know that we're woo-woo like that, okay? I couldn't even tell you how many decks of tarot cards I have at my desk over here. I read my own tarot cards for myself every day for the last almost 10 years. I've done 1 or 2 tarot videos on my channel inspired by tarot cards, but if you are brand new and you're like, tarot cards, what's that? What do I do? What does it mean? It is a deck of 78 cards. Let me fact check myself. 78 cards. And there are 4 suits in tarot, much like the 4 suits in a typical deck of playing cards, and there's an additional kind of different suit that's called the Major Arcana, that represents the hero's journey. There's 22 cards in the Major Arcana, and what's the math on that? 14 cards each? Yes, 14 cards each in each of the 4 normal suits. In tarot, we call those suits usually wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. Sometimes you will see wands called rods, sometimes you'll see pentacles called coins or discs, whatever. There's all kinds of different creative ways that artists or tarot readers name those things, but that's a typical formula, is you have your 4 suits plus the hero's journey suit, and those 78 cards make up your deck. And for each of those 78 cards, yes, we have 78 individual reading prompts. The Major Arcana, the hero's journey, is its own thing, and the 4 suits, cups, swords, wands, pentacles, collectively are referred to as the minor arcana. And this will be relevant once I start talking about like how to earn points. And so those 4 suits is how we have divided up this readathon into teams, because each of those 4 suits represents different archetypes, different qualities, different things that you would interpret if you're reading like a tarot reading or reading the cards. And for each of our teams, this year we have 3 hosts per team, plus me, because I'm not a leader, I'm just kind of I do all the back end stuff and all the scorekeeping and everything like that. So we have 13 people total that are hosting and cheerleading you in the Tarot Readathon. Yes, so I'm going to tell you who all of those people are, and also all of the qualities that kind of traditionally represent each of those suits, if that's how you want to pick your team, as well as each team has different like benefits or challenges that you can use or apply during the course of the readathon. So you can pick whatever team you want. The teams do not need to be even. I do the math behind the scenes to make sure that it's an even playing field. So you can pick whatever team you want, whether you like one of the hosts a lot, whether you really resonate with the vibes of that suit that I'm going to talk about, whether you your like sun sign, your astrology sign falls into a certain element. If you pull your own tarot card and it's that suit, you could join that suit. Or if you really like one of the challenges that I'm about to tell you, you could join a team that way. So I give you all the team information because these are the steps. Is step 1, decide that you want to participate, but you're still watching, so you've already made that decision.
Right.
Step 2 is to pick a team. Join the Discord and pick a team. So we're here. You are here. Pick a team. Team number 1, I'm in the Google Doc. Okay, so that's how you know I'm about to be more organized than my just chaos enthusiasm right now. First team is Team Cups, which is hosted by Daijah from Daijah's Book World, Sarah from Wicked Reading, and Kelsee from Kelsee Sweetie. Y'all, the lineup for Tarot Readathon host this year is like out of control. Out of control. It is an all-star A-lister group of folks that are hosting with us. I can't. It's the best. It's the best. So Cups is the suit that represents water, if you're a water sign, which would be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. It also represents emotions, relationships, intuition, clarity, love, kind of the touchy-feely emotions is the suit of Cups. And I associate it a lot with creativity, your inner child, things like that. Cups has 3 other special things that directly affect what they are aiming for or what they get to do during the readathon. And this will apply to every team has their own like challenges. One of them affects kind of how you are choosing or manipulating your TBR, and 2 of them are challenges that you can submit for points on our 3rd trophy, the Hero's Journey trophy, which I will talk about in the how to earn points section, but I'm putting them in the teams section of the video so that you have it all together to figure out what sounds like the most fun or what challenges related to the team sound the best for you. So, Cups has a ripple effect ability, which means as a member of Team Cups, every time you read a book that moves you, whether you cry or not, maybe it gives you chills or impacts you some other way emotionally. If you read a very moving book, every time that happens, you put a redraw in the back of your mind, in your memory bank for one of your next tarot card pulls, for one of your next books that you're going to read, in case maybe you pull a card that you don't like, whatever that prompt is. You're like, 2 books ago, I read a book that really moved me, so I can redraw and hope I get a different prompt that I like more. Ripple effect ability for Cups. Then, each team has an upright and a reversed challenge. Those are other terms that come from reading tarot. Upright meaning when you pull the card, it's right side up. Reversed meaning when you pull the card, it's upside down. we just use a lot of tarot terminology in the way that like the trophies and the challenges are built, but they're both really just like self-care adjacent challenges. So the Cups team upright is called Cup to Cup. After you finish a book for one of your prompts, spark a conversation about it, whether it's chatting with a buddy read partner, messaging a friend, or sharing your thoughts to social media. Take a moment to connect with someone through the story. And you can complete this challenge once. I mean, you could do it multiple times, but you can submit it once for 10 points to the Hero's Journey trophy. And the Cups team reversed challenge is called Refill Your Cup, and it simply calls you to take a mindful break to refill your cup. So do something creative or calming just for you that kind of brings your energy back, you know, regulate your nervous system. It's a creative project or just a long rest or go for a walk, whatever is going to refill your cup. And similarly, the first time you do that or submit that, you get 10 points towards your team's Hero's Journey trophy. So that is Team Cups. Next team is Team Wands. So our Wands hosts this year is Jéla from Lala Loves Lit, Christine from the Roomies Digest, and Katherine from Bookishly Katherine. Wands in tarot is the suit of fire, so astrologically that would be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and it's also the suit that to me represents passion, energy, momentum, success, ambition, warmth. It's also, I tend to read Wands as the most like career-driven suit, like as far as ambition I already mentioned. So if any of that is resonating for you, it's the fiery, passionate suit, ambitious go-getter suit. That being said, the ability as far as having a perk as you build your TBR is the Ignited Ambition ability, where as a member of Team Wands, you can choose to fulfill any prompt. If you don't like the prompt for a card that you draw, for example, you can choose to fulfill any prompt with a book that features a character that is pursuing a goal, going on a quest, facing a challenge, making a bold choice, maybe a risky choice. Whether it's a quest, a career change, a rebellion, or revenge. So again, that's very Wands driven, is I'm going on a quest, I'm going on a journey, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not really thinking about it, I just know I feel this push, I feel this warmth, I feel this drive, I'm gonna do it. So that is your ability with your TBR. And upright and reverse for Team Wands. Your upright challenge is Ignite and Create. At least once during the readathon, channel your creative fire into something hands-on. Try a new recipe, a new craft, make a playlist, or style a new outfit inspired by your current read or tarot card. And the first time you do that, it's worth 10 points towards the Hero's Journey trophy. And your Wands team reversed challenge is a burnout check. So at some point during the readathon, just pause and reflect on your energy. What's been fueling you lately? What's been draining you? Maybe you journal, maybe you, just kind of brain dump into a voice note or go for a walk or chat it through with a friend, whatever that means to kind of unplug and debrief and check in with yourself. And that is also worth 10 points to the Hero's Journey trophy. Next is Team Swords, which our Swords hosts are Lexie from Books with Lexie, Kat from Cat Chats, and Erin from Erin Megan. All three lovely, wonderful people coming to host Team Swords. Swords represents the element of air. So if your sign is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra would be the air signs. But swords also represent the suit of communication and logic and intellect and communication and decisiveness and clarity. So if any of those ring true for you, Swords might be the move. And Swords this year has the Psychic Vision ability for their TBR, which is if you, as a member of Team Swords, draw a card that you don't like the prompt for, you can choose to override it with any prompt from the Suit of Swords reading prompts in our prompt table. So That's pretty self-explanatory. Swords upright challenge is called Future Clarity, which is at some point during the readathon, put pen to paper and write your future self a letter, like 1 year from now, and just seal it away somewhere to revisit a year from now. And once you do that, you submit that for 10 points to the hero's journey. Swords reversed challenge is to cut away the clutter. So at least once during the readathon, clear space or clear your mind. So tidy, declutter, refresh one small area of your space just to make you feel a little bit more organized, a little bit more in the zone. And last but certainly not least, this is the team of my heart. It's the team that I used to host back when we were a small little readathon. This is Team Pentacles, or coins, or discs, or crystals, or whatever else creative tarot people call the suit of Pentacles. Pentacles this year is hosted by Liz from Museum Grack Reads, Steph from Stephanie Bookish, and the lovely Monique from the Roomies Digest. Pentacles is the suit of Earth. So if your sign is Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, this would be the suit for you if that calls to you. But it's also a very grounded suit. It's the suit of the material world, wealth, health, your physical body, nature, growth, the great outdoors. It's the suit of the physical and abundance in all ways that manifest in the real world. It's like a very hands-on, grounded suit. And Pentacle's special ability for their TBR is called Wealth Mentality. And each time that you read a book you did not purchase yourself, so that can mean a few different things, a library book, a gift, an advanced reader copy. Anytime you read a book that you did not purchase, you may redraw your next prompt until you get a 7 or higher on that tarot card. Pretty juicy, because that gives you some redraw abilities to give yourself more chances to get a prompt that you really like or really fits with the thing that you most want to read. Pentacles' upright gift is Material Delights, which is treat yourself to your favorite snack, beverage, or dessert after you finish your first book. Pretty self-explanatory. This one really speaks to my Taurus girlies. You just like, you know, the finer things, the physical pleasures. So treat yourself. And the reversed challenge is Nature's Bounty. So this one's a little harder. At least once during the readathon, go for a walk without your headphones. Okay? And just notice the beauty and the world around you. Maybe journal about it if you're feeling wild. And both of those challenges you can submit for 10 points each to your team's Hero's Journey trophy. I'm like already losing my light. The thing that I love about summer is that it stays lighter longer, but then I still procrastinate because that's the person I am. So I'm just gonna move even closer to the window, all right? It's fine. Yeah, that's better, I think. I think that buys me some time. So next step, I already lost count of however many steps I said this was, but you've decided you want to participate, you've joined the Discord, you've picked a team, and you've reacted with the corresponding emoji in the Discord to assign yourself that team. You've announced to your team in the Discord, hey y'all, so excited to kick butt with you in this readathon. Now, you actually get to build a TBR. I know it's taken some time to get here, but it's important because of all the special abilities and stuff. So, the readathon itself. Yes, every card in the deck, all 78, have an individual reading prompt that we've created, which you will be familiar with. We don't really change these year to year because there simply is so many, and they loosely align somehow with that card specifically. You know, we've taken lots of liberties and lots of creative choices, but it's not completely random. Like, there is a reason that that prompt is associated with that card, if you've ever wondered. And that full list, that full table can be found in the Google Doc as well as in the Discord. We have a section for all of the prompts. I have like 2 or 3 main things when it comes to drawing cards, making your TBR. Folks tend to do one or the other version. We don't have any preference. There's no like stance on the best way to make a TBR, because you only submit points one book at a time anyway. So whatever sounds most fun to you, here's the two options. You can pull one card at a time, read it, then pull another card, etc. Or right now, at the beginning of July, or whenever you're seeing this, you can pull 5 cards, 10 cards, however many you think you want to try to read, and do it all at once. Make yourself like a spread of tarot cards and pick all of your prompts and all of your books in the beginning, to make yourself like a whole TBR from the start. Both are great. Both are fine. Whatever sounds the most fun to you is the correct choice. There is no doubling up. In general, it is 1 card, 1 prompt, 1 book. Easy. Don't overthink that. And I know that we just talked about it, but as you're making your TBR, especially if you're going to make it as you go throughout the month, don't forget about your team's ability and don't be afraid to use it. We make them so that there is a lot of flexibility allowed. We want this to be fun. We want this to be a community thing. We want it to be flexible and personal, within like reason, but like you're allowed to switch your prompts with your team's abilities. So use them, embrace them, make your TBR what you want it to be. Don't have it be something that's gonna like stress you out or force you to read books that you don't actually want to read. Like, let it actually work for you. The last piece of your TBR is related to the first trophy. So we're kind of transitioning here into the points and winning section of the video, which is the Major Arcana Trophy is based on team challenges and how much the team participates in weekly reading challenges. So you are making your own TBR and submitting those for points, which all of those points from your own TBR goes into the Minor Arcana Trophy. The Major Arcana Trophy comes from books that you read and submit for your weekly team challenge, which is a card that I will pull and post in your team's challenge channel every Tuesday. So no other team will know what card your team got unless you're talking about it in the Discord. And as many books as you can read in that 1 week for your team that applies to that team challenge card, you submit in a separate part of the Google form for 1 point each towards the Major Arcana Trophy. So last year, it's really interesting to see like the strategies that teams come up with every year, because some teams really lean into the Major Arcana Trophy and go after the team challenges like aggressively, and some other teams are like, we'll do a little bit of that, but we're mostly doing our own thing, reading our own books for the Minor Arcana Trophy. And last year there was also one team, if I remember correctly, that was like, we're really kind of here for vibes, and like we're not pressuring ourselves to read a lot, but we are doing all of the self-care stuff. Like, we're gonna win the Hero's Journey trophy. So it really, people land in the right places, let me tell you. It just never fails to crack me up and just fills me with joy. So again, there are 3 trophies, 3 different ways teams can win. Last year, one team did win 2 of the trophies, but that kind of just is what happened. Like, we can have different teams winning different trophies, which is part of the fun. So the first one, the Major Arcana Trophy, is specific only to the weekly team challenge cards. We call them significators, because that's another thing from like reading tarot. But you will get your weekly team significator card in your team challenge channel. I will post that every Tuesday, and you can read as many books for that as you want and submit them in that week. The caveat to your TBR is, one, this kind of throws a wrench in your built TBR, because every week you're going to get a new team challenge that might push you to pick up something different that wasn't already on your TBR. But also, this is the only situation where we allow doubling up. So if you have a card on your TBR that you were going to read a book for, and that book also fits whatever the prompt is for that significator card, great. Lucky you. You can submit that book for both your personal TBR for the minor arcana and your team challenge card for the major arcana that week. There's more on that in the Discord if you're confused. I know this is kind of getting into the nitty-gritty, but you can double up in that one specific way if you really want to go there. So that's the first one. And every book that you read for the major arcana trophy is 1 point. So we call them significator points because that number for each team, I also post a weekly points update as well. So the significator points per team is how many books that team has read for their team challenges. It's pretty cool. Last year, the readathon, we read over 9,000 books collectively. Absolutely wild. The minor arcana trophy, alternatively, is based on pages. So that's the number of pages that your team has read for their own individual TBRs on that team. And if you're reading on like audiobook or ebook, Goodreads and Storygraph have page number estimates if you need to when you're submitting those points. But just so you know, the minor arcana is based on pages read. And third, which we're bringing back for a third year that I've already talked a lot about, is our Hero's Journey trophy. And it's so wholesome. I love it. We introduced this last year as kind of a way to embrace the spirit of Tarot Readathon. Like, it's a very, reflective and personal hero's journey that we're all on. Tarot itself is about archetypes and exploring the depths of your own self. I love tarot as like journal prompts and a daily part of my self-reflection and meditation, and I find them to be so helpful for my self-care and understanding myself as a human. So the Hero's Journey trophy is all about that. You can submit your team's upright gift reversed challenge as 10 points each, a single time. So, maximum 20 points per person on the team challenge, upright reverse challenges. And if you would like to, if you've wanted to explore tarot or learn about tarot or journal with tarot, every day that you pull your own tarot card or tarot cards or journal about tarot, you can submit 1 point for the Hero's Journey trophy for exploring your own tarot journey. So that's a maximum of 31 points for your tarot exploration part of this trophy. So the maximum that anyone can submit for the Hero's Journey is 51 points. All right? But I also want to be so clear that if that's of no interest to you, you don't have to do it. We made it a separate thing because the people that are into it will do it, and if you don't do it, the other parts of the readathon are not impacted. You know what I mean? Like, you can just read the books and call it a day, and your points for the major and minor trophies will be the same. But if you want to go that extra step, or you've always been curious about tarot, now there's points for that too. We love it. And I will also say that a part of the readathon that I really deeply enjoy is getting to connect with people that are brand new to tarot, because I'm getting to the point where it's like I'm not just a newbie anymore, which is so deeply wild to think about. But I do read for myself daily. I do tarot readings through my Ko-fi link. I do, last year I did a couple tarot reading live sprints together in the spirit of the readathon. I've done tarot videos before. I have just so many decks, too many decks of my own. And I love talking to y'all about tarot and recommending decks and exploring the meanings of the cards together. I really look forward to that. So don't be shy in the Discord if you have questions. This is your permission to personally tag me and ask me your tarot questions. I love it. I eat that shit up every time. Okay, Like, it's tarot readathon. Why do you think I made this readathon? Okay, exactly. That's the video, y'alls. I think somehow this is longer than last year's, and I feel like last year's was the most absurdly long announcement video. But we love breaking records. We do. And I know that there's gonna be things that I forget, so let me just recap the big ones for you. Discord, everything happens in the Discord. Google Doc has absolutely all the information you need to know in case I was confusing or left things out or what have you. And you have to submit your points if you want your points to count. Every year we have to have this conversation. Y'all, I do not know what you are reading or what you are submitting unless you actually click that button on the Google form. Every time. Love you so much. But you do have to submit your own points. And I think that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for joining us for another round of Tarot Readathon. If you are seeing this and it's already like partway into July, don't you worry. You can come on in late. It's okay. You could still get some points for your team. We're not going to judge you for that. Come on in. Enjoy. Welcome. Let me know below, 1, if there's any questions that I did not answer, and 2, what team you will be joining, so we can get the friendly trash talk started before we really get started. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Give your dog a big hug from me, and I will see you on July 1st in the Discord, as well as, you know, here on YouTube, whenever I get around to the other stuff that I have going on. Okay. Love you, bye.